What is up, everyone of the internet? Bloody Nux, aka the Gothic Gamer of LV1 Gaming, here back for you with another review. And this one I have actually been very excited for here, because this is a game that had my attention for quite some while. Now, for those who don't know, your boy is a very big Metroidvania head here, and I have a very special Metroidvania here. If you love anime, if you love cute bunny girls, if you love shmups at the same time to make your life even more difficult, then this is the game here for you. I am talking, of course, about Tevi, a Metroidvania meets bullet hell in the classic veins, featuring a wide cast of very anime-centric animal people, angel people, demon people, and of course with all the mixed in anime cuteness you would want. And I gotta say, before we get started, I want to give a big shout out here to our friends over at PM Studios for allowing us here to review the game, and of course allowing me the chance to get my hands on with this project. And I gotta say, I had quite a bit of fun with Tevi, and I hope that it comes off when y'all see what I have here for y'all. So if you're ready to get started, do be aware that there may be some mild spoilers here ahead, so that is your warning to make sure you take your time and be aware. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on in, shall we? Now, first up, I want to start off here with the story. So the story of Tevi starts off with a young bunny girl being captured and thrown into a prison of degenerates who are currently in the way of trying to find a mysterious relic known as the astral gear, a ancient piece of technology that is able to be infused with mana greater than most people are able to use nowadays. And she is on the hunt for this. While seemingly innocent at first, our young protagonist, Tevi, is actually quite the sarcastic and very smart individual, as we see her make her grand escape and escape these ne'er-do-wells, if one will. And across her journey, as she makes her way and escape out of this hideout of pirates and other brigands, she meets a Magitech angel from the land of Valhalla, while also meeting a very shy and confused Magitech demon from Tartarus, I believe it was. But yes, I was like, she meets Celia, who is an angel from the realm of Valhalla, who are very big purveyors and those who love knowledge and all things technology. And at the same time, Miss Cecilia here has quite the Hime complex, if you know what I'm saying. She thinks she's so grand, and Tevi loves to knock her down or two. And we meet Sable, a young demon from Tartarus, who apparently does not know his directions. And she decides to take the both of them on her journey to find more about the astral gears, and goes on this journey with these two very interesting polar characters to kind of match with the fact that she is a no-nonsense, very intelligent, but also a little bit of a prickly young girl here. And as their journey starts, we get introduced to her dad and find out that Tevi is not even a beastkin like everyone else. Find out that she's actually a human, and her dad, who is a beastkin, I believe he's part wolf, actually just has a obsession with bunnies. But I mean, who doesn't love bunny girls? So I mean, I can understand where her dad's coming from. But apparently he makes a special set of ears just for her, so that way she's able to blend in and not be arouse suspicion. And it kind of follows their journey across the continent looking for these astral gears. And it seems that Tevi wants these astral gears to assist with her dad's research. And her dad is a very smart professor who knows a lot about this ancient technology that most people don't know. He even remembers much about the Magitech Rebellion, which is a war that happened 30 years prior to the game. This raises a lot of suspicions, especially among Cecilia, who wants to know more about her dad. Or I guess Celia, I keep saying Cecilia. Celia, and it just really captures you into the dynamic of all these characters because everyone's personality is so different, and the story. And I love whenever we talk about games that have a story where it's just like, hey, this big event happened, sometime in the past, and it allows you to explore and learn that story within the game, while also giving little bits of hint without just like overtly just being exposition for 17 minutes, right? And I love the way that the story really kind of unraveled as we follow the adventures of these three characters. Tevi is so snarky with the way that she's able to knock down Celia from her high praise and like, oh, I'm an angel, I know, great. And then of course to kind of combat the naivete of Sable is really entertaining to see how that all plays together. And just as the story goes on, I got more and more involved because when it comes to Metroidvanias, storytelling through the environment is such a big key, and the way that they managed to capture that, the way that each of the different areas and realms that you will go through was very, very well done. Whether you were going through the forest after escaping from the pirates base, or after your dad fixes some of the teleporters the first time you go to the first city called Morose, which is a very rundown beastkin filled city, but it is also a very big technology like standpoint. That's where a lot of the technology currently resides, all within that city, and where you see a lot more of the current inventions and things like that. So each area, as you kind of explore throughout the world, really feels dynamic, and I think that only adds to the story and makes the game feel really well done. Next up, we have here with the visuals, and I gotta say, I love the visual representation of the game. One, I love the animated, well done pixel art. I was like, it adds a certain level of charm, and it gives everyone this very cute, chibi style that is very entertaining. Y'all know that I'm a sucker, or for those who don't know, I'm a sucker for pixel art. I was like, I love pixelated graphics and things like that. It really is reminiscent of like almost 64-bit, but it's actually really well done. But the way that the character models are very detailed for what they are, the backgrounds are very well done and very well animated, that it really makes each area feel very natural. And there's a lot of Easter eggs and secrets that you can find throughout here. Actually, in the very beginning, when you first go to one of the areas, you can actually see a reference to another really well done indie game that I really love. That was a mix of a roguelite and a cooking game, which was Cuisinier. I was like, they had a reference to Cuisinier out there, so there was a lot to notice in the art if you paid attention to the backgrounds. But not only is it really well done with the fact that there is like pixelated art and models for all the characters, but also in a lot of the scenes where you see the characters talking, there is really well done and detailed caricatures, very much in an anime style, as you would expect in that aesthetic. And each character is still very animated to be able to show off their emotions, their thoughts, to really portray. And it's the little things and those little details that go a long way to really make this game shine out. There's really hardly any fault or really anything that I can talk bad about when it comes to the visual appeal of this game. Yes, it's not going to be a 3D hyper realistic game, because that's not what it's meant to be. I was like, and I'm happy with that. I was like, for what the game presents, I enjoyed the entire aesthetic, especially when you look at a lot of the visuals from enemy attacks and from combat. There's a lot there. The sprites, and of course with a lot of the particle effects that were involved, whether from your own attacks or from enemy attacks, were really well done and really just kind of pop out at you. There's a lot of vibrant colors, despite some areas being a little bit more drab, but it really stands out, and I think that's what I love the most about what this game is appealing to. So if that's your kind of kick, you're going to enjoy the way that this game looks. Now, for the audio, this is probably one of my absolute favorite things because I am a big audiophile, and the music and audio throughout the game is so well done and so enjoyable. I found myself just kind of taking times where I just kind of sit there and listen to the background music, because y'all know I'm a sucker for background and OSTs, and the game has a very lovely, well done OST that I couldn't help but enjoy at a lot of times, but also because of how well done the voiceover is. The characters and all their voices are so well done that you really get a feel for each character's personality because of the way that they are portrayed. And of course the voices in Japanese, but I believe there are support for other languages. I think there's a few others, but listening for me for the Japanese voices, I was absolutely enjoying it, because just reading the text and just hearing the way that everyone joked, they did a really well job of conveying the feelings, the emotions, and really kind of giving these characters a lot of life. And I love that you can hear the snarkiness, you can hear the concern, the confusion, a lot of the mannerisms that you would expect out of something like that. I was loving every part of it, and the audio was just one of those standout pieces, especially in games like this. Audio plays such a big part, and I think that the team really nailed the presentation that they were going for in Tevi. And lastly here, guys, for me, you know that the king of all things when it comes to video games is gameplay, and the gameplay in Tevi is really well done, because there's so many different aspects that tie into the game. It's not just your standard Metroidvania. It is, because of the fact that you're going to find new moves, new items, and weaponry that's going to help to change how you can explore areas, go back to other areas, whether that's finding things like a double jump or finding a bomb that can now break certain items, or other gadgets that kind of unlock throughout the game that you're gonna find. But along with that too is that the game is very heavily has RPG elements, is that you're gonna find special items and relics that you'll be able to equip that'll give you new stats, whether it's increasing your attack, increasing your magic attack, or your special defense, things like that, which will help to, one, keep you alive while also allowing you to do more damage, as well as you're also going to unlock different moves that's going to change based on the inputs that you do. Of course, starting out, you have your basic 3-hit attack with Heavy Sword. Later on, you're going to unlock and find the manuals to do like an upswing, and then eventually you'll be able to do a backslash or a backwards slash. So you're attacking and then you're able to jump backwards to give yourself distance to get out of range. A lot of those are unlocked over time to give you new movements and ways to add to your combos, whether in combat, but also give you new ways of traversal throughout the game. And that's such an important part of Metroidvanias, but the fact that they also focus heavily on the, hey, you are also able to find these special relics that will change your stats up here, that'll allow you to do more damage, more defense, things like that here. And then of course, along with that too, is that there's also a lot of interest with the fact that there's also a crafting component, allowing you to make items to, one, heal yourself. Of course, there's also stuff for you to be able to find that drop from enemies to upgrade items or to upgrade your equipment. And I think that that's very different than the standard. Of course, there are games where that is a part of it in Metroidvanias. Look at Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. That one had where you can craft food, and when the first time you eat it, it gives you stat bonus. And this game has something similar to that, but also being able to offer you items to heal yourself in combat, because of the fact that there are certain areas where you can't heal easily. And I love that that's such a big part, because crafting and involvement in that in Metroidvanias does give it a nice breath of fresh air. Overall, the gameplay shines from the map design, from the way everything plays together, the way that the RPG elements, and of course with the fact that there is a bullet hell aspect of this game, because the fact that it very much feels like a Metroidvania that you would expect, mixed with the kind of bullet hell shmup backgrounds that you would expect from games like Contra or even Mega Man at times, because some of the boss fights get so filled to the brim with attacks and bullets everywhere that you got to be dodging, moving constantly all over the place to make sure that you're not getting hurt, that you're not getting injured or anything like that. So it's one of those things that really just kind of stands out with what makes Tevi so unique. Overall, my time with Tevi was a wonderful one. I enjoyed the wonderful cast of characters that we got introduced to. The story was very well done and interesting with the way that it presented itself. The audio, from the music to the voice acting, was really well done and just enjoyable. And of course the art style is absolutely gorgeous and impeccable. And above all, I was like, the gameplay loop is actually a lot of fun for fans of this genre, and really mixing in something else like a bullet hell, like a shmup, is really interesting for this style of game, and it really makes it stand out in some of the best ways possible. So if that sounds like a game for you and right up your alley, I definitely highly recommend you checking out Tevi. And again, I do want to give a big shout out to our friends over at PM Studios for allowing us to do this review here and allowing me the chance to cover this game. It has been one that I've had my eye on for a minute, and it is currently out. It is available on PlayStation, available on Switch, and PC through Steam. So if you want to check out the game, make sure you go and check it out on one of those platforms. And again, thank you so much here. And if you want to keep up with me and my stupid shenanigans, you can find the links to me down below in the description. Of course, it may be right here on the screen. But more than anything, if you haven't already followed the channel, make sure you do. It means the world to us to show support to not just me, but the whole team and all the work that does out here. We're doing all this here for you guys. And make sure you go and show support to everyone down below. But with that being said, if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, it would mean the world to us. But I'll catch y'all in the next video. So I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all's day. And remember, y'all can always get y'all start here at level 1. Till then, see you later.